and everyone's like, yeah, it looks good. You mean? But it's like it's just because we don't see what they're seeing. It's like it's kind of surreal. It's kind of surreal in a way because I'm the same way.
Yeah, we are our worst critic, truly.
Real.
And that's some true shit right there. That's some Joker factor wisdom. Welcome back to the JLB Podcast. My name is Joker.
This is Needle.
And today we have one of the greatest people ever to live on the podcast today. So this man, not only are you top 50 and no, you're more than top 50 and 16. Are you top 15?
I'm top 5.
Top 5 and 16 star.
Let's go, dude.
We have top 5 and 16 star, soon to be world record holder. Why not?
Yep.
And apparently, according to this, about 30 minutes prior, I learned he has a 113 and 70 star. GTM, welcome to the podcast. It is so nice to have you on.
Yeah, that 70 star time's very, very good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I highlighted that and submitted it. I don't think I did.
I mean, I'd understand if you didn't, but I'm surprised. I didn't know you didn't do the longer categories, because I thought you had maybe a sub 50 in 70 star, because generally people who have like a, you know, like Soiji, he has world record in 16 star, and then at one point he had record in 70. So usually when they're good at one category, they're good at pretty much all of them. But
yeah, I feel like I'm lazy. I don't want to do the other categories.
It could be that, but I was gonna say, like, there might be an asterisk to that, because like sometimes like it's also about if you're pilled to like learn one category, sometimes it's just harder to just pick up the other ones. And yeah, it could just be laziness as well, like GTM was just saying. But like like some people have struggled to like Fazar, for example, like he for a while he struggled to like make any traction in 70. And it sometimes just comes to learning those other stars. It's kind of hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did my 70 PB and my 120 PB without knowing really how to get any of the other stars.
Oh, really?
That was that was like the whole gimmick, is like I don't know how to do it, so it'll probably look funny.
Give it a try. Yeah,
you're just goated at like the first half of the game, and then upstairs you start fumbling.
It's like weird. Lobby is like the one place that I just struggle in 64. I just can't with lobby sometimes. I'm more suited for basement and upstairs. Like those halves of the game. Once you start unlocking the castle, it's like I feel a lot more comfortable.
That's the thing with like 70 star. It's that people reset so much on lobby that they don't get the chance to practice lobby when they're actually doing practice, because then they've forgotten, or they need to de-rust on basement and upstairs and tippy, most importantly, because you don't get the tippy often. And it's fucking cringe.
It's fucking cringe. That's crazy. I don't know, like
the thing for me,
something I will say.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, please. I insist.
I insist. I knew you were gonna say that. I was just thinking about this like just now, like in terms of speedrunning, something that I now am afraid of, because I decided to watch that 3-hour documentary on invisible walls.
Oh my God.
I knew that a lot of them existed. I knew how they worked. But now there's so many that I didn't realize existed, and now I'm even more scared that I'm aware of them because I don't want to hit them. Like it was supposed to help, but for me, I just now know how many more are there, and now I'm afraid I'm gonna hit them. Oh my God, especially TTC. The way TTC's works is so scary. I cannot.
I've yet to watch the video in its entirety, but from what I've seen so far, maybe I'll watch it tonight while I'm going to bed or something. Have you seen it, GTM?
You should.
So I saw the video was like gonna premiere like he set it to premiere like 3 hours in advance or whatever from when I saw it. And I just my sleep schedule hasn't been the greatest, so I decided to take a nap. And then when I woke up, the video was still going on, but it was almost over. So I watched like the last half of the video, or not even the last half, like the last small chunk of it.
I see.
I did like the video though. I think the production value on it was really good. The animations, just everything about it was very smooth, and it always
so insane.
It always has that iconic like art style that Panin does with his diagrams. I'm not sure how he makes them. But they look like they belong in a Flash game, but like in a good way.
Right.
Panin always has really great like I don't know what to say. Like,
Explanations.
really great explanations, but also really good, a very nice video style.
Yeah.
I guess
The
that's the
thing
word I'm
is that
searching
with a
for.
lot of these a lot of those type of videos where they like go in depth about the games, some of them they don't like when they go in depth, it doesn't really grab the person's attention. Like it doesn't really feel like, you know. With Brandon, I feel like I'm actually learning a lot of new stuff. And I like that he puts a lot of work and effort into like what he does. Because it shows, like it really does. There's so many things about 64 that have been very helpful because you know I've been working with SM64 co-op and I've been modding that game a lot. And like that information has helped me so much with making things and creating things because of how limited this game is and how wacky it is. It's like it's really cool to have that reliable source. You
Yeah,
know, like to know, like, hey, what I can, you know, what isn't possible and all that stuff. It's
yeah.
it's kind of how I feel about Strider 7X with Paper Mario 64. He's
Mhm.
like the Panacoic of Paper Mario, and it's really cool, like to see like people really care about those games and go in depth and help people understand how the game they play or speedrun works. It's awesome. I love seeing it, and I love
Yeah.
it especially with Panacoic. He does it so well.
Yeah, there's very few people that I can say know Mario 64 inside and out, and that man truly does know
He's
the
like the king
entire
of knowing that game.
Yeah, seriously. I think he might know more than some of the dev team when they were making that game. But he, how long has he been around too? He's been around since some
It's
early
been a
ABC
while.
days, so I think like
It's been a long
2011,
time.
give or take.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And he
I've
was
Yeah.
watched him since then.
if he's like almost 30 now, that means he was like 15, 16 when he started. Oh my god.
I think so. Yeah.
Man, a half
You
of
can
that man's life has been dedicated to Mario 64.
I wish
and you
that
can
was me.
tell though the increase in quality in each video. Like you
Yeah.
can tell,
I
especially the
I
latest video. That man, those animations were so smooth. The
I
visuals are so good.
really hate how much he got dogged on when he made the I forgot what star it
Uh,
was. Was it Watch for
zero.
Rolling Rocks in
Yeah, it was the
0.58 presses?
0x5 8. Yeah, 0.58 presses. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people dogged him about it.
Cuz
But that's also because people never read the description of the actual video. He did explain that Star in Isolation would take that many A presses, and he did
yeah.
explain like what half an A press really was, and people just didn't read. So that's kind of on them. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Like when you have it explained to you, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But for some reason people just hear half an A press and they go, "What?" and then they don't change their mind as long as they don't hear
Yeah.
the explanation. But
Well,
I
yeah.
I don't know. I love that man. He doesn't know me at all, but Pannon, if you're watching this, I love you.
I wonder if there's like a meme where it's like, "Hey, babe, wake up! The new Pan and Coic video dropped" or something like that.
I'm
Because that.
certain someone said that. I was I saw something like that on the ABC video by Bismuth, the one that's like I think it's like 12 hours long. Um Maybe I'm wrong. It might be like 7, 8 hours. But someone commented saying, "Sorry, babe, can't come over tonight. I'm watching an 8-hour video on a niche Mario 64 challenge."
That's so funny.
What are they
I
down
don't know,
to now? They're down to
64.
like 11 and a half.
Something like
Uh,
that.
yeah, I think so.
Have you made any
It's insane though.
contributions to that GTM?
No, I mean generally the speedrunning part of SM64 and then the tasking side are like extremely separate because
Weird.
Mhm.
yeah, 'cause it's like never like that in any other speedrunning community because usually the tasters eh, figure out how the game works for the purpose of
Yeah.
making the speedrun faster.
Speedrunning,
Usually
yeah.
the tasters also run the game. But
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think I've seen someone who tasks the game and also speedruns it.
yeah, there are very few
Or at least
tasters that have actually done
well.
runs of the game. Um,
Yeah.
and I think it's very weird, but the tasters are just like in their own world with the ABC challenge and trying to make the 120-star task. Like they just like task the game to be as fast as possible and figure out everything.
Yeah.
But they don't really care for
It's
speedruns at all. The only person who's really
speedrunning.
made
Yeah.
a good contribution to speedrun is Crytholith, and that's because of the brute force or scatter shot that he
Yeah.
coded.
Oh yeah, that's true. I
That
did hear
was
about that like recently.
I just heard about that recently. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because I don't think I still fully understand it.
Okay, so imagine a bus. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, this guy. But
Um, no, I can explain. Let me think.
sure.
So
Is it kind of like, because from what I've heard, it sounds kind of like the thing that Sockfolder made when they were trying to figure out the flagpole glitch in Mario 1, where it just did a bunch of random inputs in a row until something worked.
yeah, pretty much that's what it does on like every possible frame.
Got you.
Um, and it takes a lot of processing power, but it does eventually like it spits out a bunch of files that you play back, and you can like look back and analyze it, and it gives you like the data on which inputs the frames were made.
Wow,
That's
Um,
insane.
dude.
so like on one frame, it calculates like, oh, could Mario press A here, Z, B, what stick input, etc.
hmm And
Um,
that's how we figured out carpetless. At
yeah, but
least
he
the
had to. I
orthogonal
forget.
Jones or whatever it's called.
Yeah, so the original carpetless setup was actually like extremely fucked up, uh, both because it was a carpetless setup that worked, but also like there was a very technical aspect to it. So the carpetless setup works by getting a glitchy wall kick, and then you do a bunch of stick straining on very specific frames in specific angles that gets you just enough height so you can actually make it on top of the house, which is why you see people pause buffer, because most of the time, like 99% of the time, it's very hard to actually get those stick inputs without pausing to hold it for a certain amount of frames. So the original carpetless setup also does that, the one that Cryptolith made,
hmm
but in order to get the right amount of height to get to that like spire on the castle, that's like the slope that you typically land on,
Yep.
you had to hold into your down right notch, but you needed two identical analog stick values, and that wasn't just something you could hold on your controller. Like you would need well, in Usamune you can just like have the analog stick values display, and that's how
Right.
you'd be able to do it one way. But then this was leading into another controversy of like, oh, what if someone has to create, or like if you want to get this consistently, because like at the time we thought maybe that's the only possible setup. If you want to get this consistently, you need one of two things: a controller with a perfect down right that you can always hold into to make the trick, or you get a separate device that shows you your analog stick values that you look at on your computer. And that's where a lot of initial
hmm
controversy came from. It's like it like really blurs the line between, is that tool assisted, should that be legal,
Yeah.
etc. So like for the
Yeah.
first 2 days that setup was out, like the first day and then the day after, it was a massive headache for basically everyone, especially leaderboard moderators. There was a bunch of discussion about it from a bunch of like shithead nobodies in SM64 lobby, because every time there's like some controversy, there's some big news, or like some ruling on the game, people just come out of the woodwork because they think their opinion also matters, even though they like probably have very minimal game experience.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
so when that original setup came out, just like it threw everyone for a loop.
hmm
Ouija wasn't sure about it, and he was like the first person to get it. It
Ouija got it and then wasn't sure about it.
Well, yeah, because like it was the whole like legality of being able to see what analog
Yeah.
stick value you have to get on top of the house.
Yeah, that's very
Right.
true.
So then Cryptolith came out with an orthogonal setup, which I didn't even know that was a word. But to be fair, I also didn't
Do we
take
know the
geometry.
do we know the definition of that word?
Uh, just imagine up, right, down, left notches only.
I see. I just looked it up. It's
Okay.
pretty much just the word orthogonal comes from the Greek orthogonios, meaning right angled.
Yeah. So pretty much that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, so imagine that setup dropping was like 9/11 for Mario, basically.
Oh,
And then
okay.
and then Cryptolith comes out with orthogonal Jones, which makes it 100% consistent
I
on
know. Yeah.
every controller that functions normally, that can go into, any controller can go into the cardinal directions. And that day when he released that, it was like Christmas Day, because it was a relief for everyone. It was like a gift that
So
you could like
that was
actually be
like
consistent with.
when George Bush came out after 9/11 and was like, "I can hear you."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you're telling me
Wow.
Krithilith is the president of the United States?
Pretty much, even though he's
Bro.
Swedish.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know. I've
Real?
never watched that video. But Bizarre just said Suiji was gonna quit a few hours later. It saved the game. Was he was that like really like
He
something that was considered?
he tweeted something about like how his interest in 120 just like significantly tanked if that's what the setup becomes, and that's like what 120 becomes.
Wow.
That's kind of real.
Yeah. There was does he still have the world record for 0 and 1?
I think so, yeah.
There was a point where realistically Suiji could have had a category sweep on Mario 64.
Almost.
Cuz
Yeah.
he still has 16, he still has 0, he still has 1. He had 70 at the time. I think Ikori has it now. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, it does.
And then Ouija holds world record, but Karen's probably going to get it any day now because I see constant pacers from Karen. Um, but
Oh yeah,
there was
true.
like a realistic time in which Suiji could have gotten 5 out of 5 on the category sweep. He was going for 120 when Carpetless was found, right? Or he was at least I saw him practicing it a lot around the time that it was found, or at least before it was found, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like he could have gone for the record immediately. I mean, I don't even know if he's like. I mean, he could probably get it now if he like grinded a lot and really
Mm-hmm.
hard, but
Has
he's a very methodical player when it comes to his learning and practice, which is like what really separates him from essentially everyone else. And
Right.
well, I don't know how analytical Ouija is with his practice or how disciplined he is. I think he might just be an anomaly that just like
Yeah.
he doesn't practice like ultra
Yeah.
excessively, but every time he comes back to the game, he's just like he made like 3,000 improvements.
Yeah, I think I this might be a somewhat controversial take. I think Ouija is the best player to ever touch Mario 64. I think
He's pretty
just
good.
in terms of like speed and things that he has gotten in the game, I think he had 0 and 1 at one point. I think he's the only person who's held every world record at one point.
I don't think he had 0.
Did he not have 0?
No, I don't know if he ever had 4 out of 5. I'm pretty sure Suigi
He
and
had
Shigeru.
I think he had 3 out of 5 at one point. He had 16, 120, and 70 at the same time, I think.
Yeah, those are like the important categories.
Yeah, those are the important of the
True,
categories where you
true.
actually collect stars.
Yeah.
Collect
For
stars
real.
outside of ship in DDD.
Am I dead?
I think there's a lot of people. SM64 just has such a diverse history, and it spans back so far. Like a lot of speedrunning histories, they
That's my
don't pick up
favorite.
until give or take 2020, because that's when everyone was, because of the pandemic, everyone was at home, and so they find out what
Yeah.
speedrunning is, and now it's mainstream. But
Yeah.
Mario 64, along with a few other games like Portal, Doom, Quake, Half-Life, maybe.
It's kind of funny. Like 64, like in terms of speedrunning, like strats have been found as early as the year after the game released. So it's kind of crazy to
Yeah,
think about
like
that.
BLJ's was in a what was it? It was like a 1998 Nintendo Power.
And they
No, it got discovered
they
sooner than
explained
that.
how they were.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it got discovered. I think either the same year or like the year after. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, there's
it was
a
like a guy that like.
Japanese. Yeah, there's a guide that
Wrote it.
only released in Japan where it mentioned like you can finish the game with 31 stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
Which
they
is
guess
they
also
didn't know, of
why.
course, that it was less of that, but yeah. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, it was discovered pretty early in this game's like lifespan.
I
It's
Yeah, and that's
guess
insane.
also why it's patched in Shindo. Like, how else would they have known about it?
Yeah, like
that's true.
literally, what Shindo comes out like the year after. That's why it's like they specifically that glitch is gone. You can
Yeah.
do everything else. You
Is
just
there
can't do LJs.
is there anything else that Shindo patches other than BLJs? Or I know like the
It just
wraparound
makes the
when
game
it touches
worse.
a pole. And I
Yeah.
think
It patches
loads.
your ability to have fun with the game. I guess. I mean, yeah, because that game is that game has terrible loads, and yeah, the tree thing, like it's just not good.
It
Weirdly,
does
Not good at
remove a
all.
lot of lag out of the original game, though, which is why it's good
oh
for
really?
single star
It
sometimes.
Mm.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's like weird.
I think there's like 1 or 2 single stars that it's better for because of the pole thing, because it wraps around on the pole. I'm not 100%
Something
sure
like
on that,
that.
but I don't follow single star too closely, but um, actually, that's another like subgenre of the community because there's like
Oh, single stars.
speedrunners, single stars, and tassers. I don't see a lot of single star
Yeah,
runners who
true.
also do full game speedruns. Granted, I only see a few single star runners. I like Taylor Swift simp on Twitter, but I don't really know any other hard grinder for single star.
64 just has like a lot of crazy things going on
There
with it, and that's
was
in the best way.
there was I'm Shakedown. He got a lot of the records in like 2022.
Oh really?
There's Gibbos. Well, there's a website dedicated to single star now.
Oh, there is.
That shows the leaderboard and stuff, like who has the most records.
I'll check
Before it was
that.
just a Google sheet.
Well, that's the one I remember, and I remember it was like weirdly hard to navigate.
Yeah,
But
Gib has 42 single star records.
oh my god, that's
Wow,
a third of the
that is
entire
insane.
game.
Yeah, about a third. That's just above a third of the game. That's
Yeah.
insane. to think about.
Yeah.
Do you ever has a single star? That's crazy. I remember
And then
Zoofy.
the swag flip thing is funny to me. I just
Yeah.
thought about that.
I remember Zoofy at one point went for a few single stars. Does Zoofy play right now?
No, he has a job and
Oh,
well, he has a job. He does rock climbing. He also does some hobbyist astronomy stuff.
I see.
He
It's pretty sick.
So he
yeah.
has a life outside of this whole thing.
Well, I mean, he like barely even interacts with the community anymore these days. Like,
Mm.
I'm pretty sure most of his interaction with SM64 speedrunners these days is like maybe like once or twice a month when he decides to watch a Twitch stream,
Mm.
and then like I occasionally DM him
Right.
because like
They always come
well,
back.
yeah. I mean, I DM'd him recently because I was asking him about the new canonless strat that Cryptolith came up with.
There's a new canonless strat?
Yeah, it's more so meant for single star, but I think has potential for being done in full game runs.
Is it similar to TAS where it's the wall kick?
Yeah, it does the glitchy wall kicks.
Dude.
I mean, Gib
That's
also
pretty
got
cool.
the single star record
Oh,
for that
did he?
start using that strat.
That's pretty
I
sick,
see.
actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Blast away the wall 740. Or that's real time IGT 616. Holy.
I kind of like. I don't know. I kind of like the 64's community is like because it's like weird. Like 64 is its giant thing, and then we always have like subgenres. Like even like I think some of my favorite things is like the ROM hacking. The ROM hacking community is amazing. I love seeing what the like what people are able to produce for a game is limited to 64. It's really cool, and it's like as tools and decom and all that stuff is now getting stronger. It you could see more cool like things. I've seen a bunch of like 64 runners just playing ROM hacks, and they genuinely enjoyed it. And it's like it's really cool to see that like at some point the lines connect with a lot of our subgenre communities. Like it's really sick to see. Like I love playing ROM hacks in 64 as much as I love making them. It's really fun.
Yeah. Do you do any
don't
ROM
know.
hacks, GTM?
In my earlier days, I hung out in a lot of ROM hackers stream chats, mostly K's. Him and I are pretty good friends.
Oh yeah,
I'm also one of the 4 people he follows on Twitter.
That's
So,
crazy.
let's go.
Proud to flex that. I was in a lot of Discord servers.
That is real.
I was in a lot of Discord servers for ROM hacks, like 2017, 2018, 2019. But last couple of years, I haven't really been like too into it. But I mean, I do have a lot of friends in that community and just a lot of people that I know in general.
Yeah.
There are not many full game hacks I'd speedrun. Like, I think Star Road's the only one I would.
There are not a lot of full game hacks that I actually am aware of. Even though I'm one of the head moderators for co-op, which has like almost every ROM hack within it, and then we make a leaderboard for we have to make a leaderboard for like all of the ROM hacks. I know close to nothing about a lot of the ROM hacking scene.
Oh yeah, well, even to the fact that we don't even have close to almost every ROM hack. Like there are so many out there for 64.
I guess I should preface
Yeah.
almost every like big ROM hack, I guess. Like
Like right now,
popular, I
I'm
guess.
working on porting. I don't know if you've GTM, if you've heard of the Green Comet, that hack.
I
I'm
saw a
porting
little bit
that
of
one
it.
currently. I'm like porting that one to co-op right now, and it's like it's a lot harder than I thought. Because the
Yeah.
thing is, with porting hacks to co-op, it's not easy. It's very difficult,
Yep.
especially if a hack has like a custom object or behavior. It's very hard. Like
Mhm.
this, like you'd think that Green Comet would be easy because it's vanilla. It's not easy. I've been struggling with this hack for like the last couple of days because vanilla SM64 is stupid.
Right.
I hate working with it. Like if I need to work with vanilla levels.
What's the
But yeah, I don't know.
what's the longest you've spent trying to port a hack to the PC port?
4 years.
Well, in all fairness, that is a hack that you are making.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, I can't say that. 2 years then. StarTech 2 was the longest one then. But the longest I've spent making one is 4 years.
I see.
Who made Star Attack?
Bro dude. Not bro dude.
No, that's Star
Some French
Revenge.
girl.
The Gale. I think it's like the Gale 95. I think
Yeah, her.
that's who made it.
She's
Is
French.
it Star Attack or is this the
Star Attack, yeah.
Zetar attack?
Yeah,
Either.
Zetar attack. We just say Star Attack because we're not saying the Z in that part of it.
I
just say
have
Star
a hard time differentiating them because I believe there is another hack called Star Attack where it's like actually Star, but I'm not 100% sure.
It might be.
Again, I have
A lot of people used
a lot
to.
of this foreign
I've
to
seen
me.
a lot of people get those confused, like Star Attack and Star Revenge, which makes sense. I mean, they have similar names or whatever. But
Yeah.
Star Attack is pretty nice. I didn't like the first game before it got a reboot. It was pretty like weird. Second one was cool because it was more like a 2D platform. It's kind of like 3D World was.
Yeah.
And then Star Revenge series is just great. I love the Star Revenge series. Bro dude's insane with it.
Yeah. Did you ever do net play like net 64 before co-op became a thing, GTM?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was one of the beta testers for it.
Oh, really? You were?
Yeah.
Dude,
That does make sense. Yeah.
actually that does make a lot of
Considering
sense.
yeah.
So
That's pretty cool though.
You've been around for a while in like the
Yeah.
Mario 64 scene, you could say.
Oh yeah.
Outside of speedrunning, my
heard about-
impact has been a lot more like vague, but I'm sure if you look around in like the last 6 years, you'll probably find me somewhere.
Okay, gotcha. So since 2018, give or take.
2017.
How old are you, GTM, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 34 with 6 kids.
Damn, that is insane. You look great for your age.
Let's go.
Sorry, I'm lying. I'm 19, bro.
Yeah, I know. You're just barely older than I am.
34 with 6.
34 was holy
my
crap. Hold on,
God.
how many kids is that per year? Jesus, it's like if you start at 20, that's like
Well, realistically, you could
half a kid
yeah,
a year. Granted, you're not having half a kid per year, but still.
That's funny.
I
like.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think one of my favorite interactions with you, GTO, and technically it wasn't really an interaction. It was more of you interacting. It was when I was like knocked out on the pace couch and you took a picture of me. That was like the funniest thing. When I saw
Oh
it.
yeah,
It was
I
like-
remember that.
That was so good.
Dude.
Sometimes I look
I
through
couldn't.
my
I wasn't even mad about it. It was just funny. I thought it was hilarious.
well, my original idea was to make a tweet about it because like you were literally like positioned just like the same way Mario sleeps in 64.
That's
Was
really
I? Oh my
funny.
god! You should have. I wish. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, you should
I-
create with
man,
like caption be
I
like
wish I wish you
spaghetti,
did.
ravioli.
Bro, I was tired out there.
Dude.
There was so much going on. I was exhausted. I was so tired.
Oh my god.
But I
Pace
saw it.
is
I was like,
just-
oh my god, it's like so funny.
Pace is just a time, man.
Yeah, I'm
If-
looking forward to it again.
Yeah, we can't. Or at least I can't go this year because of my stupid
I can't
job.
either.
But
I can't either. I'm definitely trying to go for fall pace for sure.
I'm gonna try, but I don't know if I can get that time off. I plan on asking my boss, but she's very strict about that.
Just quit.
Well, I would, but I need to move out of my parents' house and I need to pay off my car. And I don't have another stable income. Unless you want to pay me, I'll be your assistant for $25 an hour.
$25 an hour.
I feel like that's a reasonable ask for an assistant.
Actually, I make $17.50 currently. You pay me $18 an hour. I'll be your assistant.
Well, I'm not really made of money, but I'll keep that in mind.
You're not mom?
Yeah, I'm not mom.
Dude, what? It was my understanding when I brought you on the podcast that you were mom.
Sadly, no. It's a common misconception.
So what's next for GTM? No, I'm kidding.
Nah, bro.
But yeah, it's just really hard to get time off with my work right now. I'm an accountant, and pace generally is at the start of a month. And the start of the month is really bad because that's when we have to do most of the bookkeeping to make sure all of them reconcile and whatnot, all of them zero out. Oh my god, I just got a DM.
Hello?
Hold on. But I'd love to go to Pace once more. Oh,
Yeah,
he sent me the picture of Needle.
Oh, did you actually? Oh my god.
Oh my god, he is sleeping like Mario.
Yeah,
honestly, I kind of have an idea since GTM didn't post it on Twitter. We should just like while you're editing this video, you should definitely just like put that.
Hold on. I need to write down this timestamp so I can find this part of the video. 34.
Yeah, I was gone that night. I was so tired.
Dude, was this
I forgot
what
happened,
Pace?
but
was that the
this
Pace?
Summer.
Summer. Okay,
I think this was summer.
I was already.
Yeah, it was summer.
It's my understanding that you face revealed because of Pace, right?
Yes.
Were you planning on doing it if you never went to Pace?
Probably not.
No? You think you'd just be a faceless name for the rest of time?
Yeah, but pretty big event, fear of missing out, that whole type of deal.
And
so, I figured why not?
And if you didn't face reveal, you'd have to wear a mask the whole time, like Dream. So
yeah, I don't, and it was the fucking Laurel weather's so humid during the summer.
It really is. It's
oh my god, it's so bad.
For
it was awful
for larger people like myself. It's so hard walking on that one trail over to the venue when it's super sunny. I'm glad they switched hotels though, because the Sleep Inn is just sucky, dude.
It's not that great. Yeah, it's not great at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
I was lucky enough to only have to spend one night in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank God.
It was a room with Ouija, Suigi, Trey, and Callie owned the room, but he was elsewhere.
Bro, what a stacked room! Holy.
Yeah, and I got to sleep in the same bed as Ouija.
You're sleeping in the same bed as Ouija?
Yeah, I slept with Ouija.
You slept with Ouija, dude? Oh, what I would give.
Let's go.
Oh
the thing is,
shut up.
Because I'd only heard stories about how the hotel was sketchy and how there'd be roaches or insects or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kinda...
So as we were about to go to sleep, Ouija was staring at the bed sheet, and I was like, "Well, what's up?" And he's like, "I'm pretty sure these are the marks that bed bugs leave on blankets."
Oh fuck.
There weren't
gross.
There weren't any bed bugs as far as I know that night, but
yeah,
that's still pretty.
It wasn't comforting.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I would imagine not. That's awful.
No, that sounds so gross. Ugh. I've been fortunate enough to never have bed bugs, but they sound fucking diabolical.
Same.
Yeah, they do.
I've had friends who have, so it does suck.
Yeah.
But I personally have not. I'm glad for it because that's so embarrassing, man.
Yeah. The Sleep Inn also had no security check at all, to the point where someone was doing a speed run of how fast they could get a key card to King J's room without being King J. And they did it in 55 seconds or something.
What were the dialogue options?
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. Yeah. So it wasn't me, obviously, but when Okay, it wasn't me. It
That's
wasn't
what
me.
they all say.
But when I got back, it was the last day of Pace Summer, and I had brought Cheesy, one of our friends who came with us to the airport that morning. And I forgot my wallet in my room. So I couldn't get in. So I went back down to the start. I was like, "Hey, my roommates are asleep right now, and I need a key into the room, and I don't have my wallet." And they were like, "I got you. What's the room? What's the room number?" And they just fucking gave me a key.
Yeah, they don't even check like ID or anything. It's
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
Even
Like,
if they did check my ID, I probably wouldn't have been able to get a room because your name was on it.
oh yeah, that's true. The time where I spent like a bunch of money
Yeah, and
because they
I think
didn't understand that I already had we had the room reserved already. It's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, they also just like get rid of reservations for some reason. I don't know.
It's it's weird, yeah.
But now they're doing
No,
Best
that
Western.
hotel was
Are you going to
yeah,
this
that
next one,
hotel was
GTM?
fun.
Yeah, of course.
Did you go to the one in fall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
I didn't get to again because of my fucking job. But do you have a job, GTM?
No, I'm unemployed. It's
You're
pretty awesome.
you're self-employed.
Yeah, yeah, let's say that.
You stream for a living.
Let's say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to do some kind of like content creation thing as my job. That's why we're doing this. That's or at least partly why we're doing this JLB thing. But uh it's difficult too. It's
Yeah.
hard to I guess less so than before, because maybe 10 or so years ago it took a ton of luck to be able to do content creation as your job, but now it's actually a lot of skill involved. Granted, a lot of sketchy tactics to do so, but
Dirty
I think
tech.
I think if you're lucky enough as well, like if you have good networking with like people who are already like popular,
that's fair.
that also
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
Well, now we got you on the podcast, so we're gonna get like 1 million subscribers.
Yeah,
So
you
Bro.
got me, and I know Simply, and Simply knows Mizkif, and Mizkif knows Mr. Beast.
oh, you're
So
so
you know,
right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we got the
It's so
connections.
over at that
We
point.
actually do have we have cheese prepared for a couple weeks from now.
ooh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're excited to have
It's
him
pretty
on.
cool.
He is my dad, truly.
He's my dad. That's so
No,
real.
I wish I could get Simply on, but I feel like if I DM'd him, then I would not get a response because the few times that I've not. But somehow I DM'd Cheese, and 5 minutes later he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll be on the podcast."
Yeah, cheese is chill.
Yeah,
Like I said, like I
Sorry,
remember
go
meeting him for the first time in person, and it was actually really nice. Like,
yeah,
you know,
Cheese is
like
a super nice
it's
person.
great. It's like I always say this. It's like because you know people are always gonna be like big fans of like people that are big in the community and stuff, but it's like a lot of people a lot of people don't treat like the top guys as like people. They usually just treat them as like a number on the leaderboard, and like actually getting to know that person is probably one of the best feelings. Like actually hanging out with Cheese and everyone at Pace is really cool. I really like hanging out because they're actually very cool people.
Yeah,
You included GTM. Like I love hanging out with y'all. Y'all are sick.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. I don't remember meeting most of the top runners at Pace. Like
You
I
don't.
the first runner I saw was Suiji because we had planned to meet up around the same time at the airport,
Right.
and like we were just walking around. His fucking phone died, so like
Oh shit!
No,
I
Had to
just had to
find
walk around
him.
aimlessly. Yeah, it didn't take too long, fortunately, and then we waited for Trey
find my
Bordo.
Suji.
Mm.
So those were the first two speedrunners I met in person. Generally, the first two internet people I've also ever met.
Congrats to Trey Bordo, by the way. Didn't he just get a 1455 or something?
Yeah, not better than mine though, which is the important part.
That's true. It's
Yeah,
not better
that's-
than yours. Do you also have a 1455?
Yes, but it's better by 2 frames.
2 frames, really?
Yeah,
That's actually crazy.
That's really funny. But so what is he, 6th?
Yeah.
That's so you're
By
top
2
5
frames.
by
That's
2 frames.
insane.
Yeah, I'll probably beat me
That's
soon though.
crazy.
You think? Is he still going for it?
Yeah, he still has motivation for 16. He's doing a bunch of upgrades right now.
Got you. Okay. I wanna do more Mario 64, but I have just so much going on. I'm just such a busy person with my busy schedule
Bro.
that it's hard to. I want to get like a steel stick because a steel stick sounds fire, but I feel like it's not worth it for me right now. And aren't they like $100? And I don't want to pay that.
They're a bit over 100.
Jesus.
Oof. Yeah. I want to go back to 64, but it's just kind of hard considering that like I've kind of like changed into a multi Mario runner, so I don't just do 64 anymore. I do all the games.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing the sandbox tomorrow, so it's like.
Do you speedrun any other game besides 64 GTM?
I did. Well, 2017, I started streaming Super Mario Odyssey 64, which, as you both know, is a physics mod.
Oh
His
yeah.
name's Cappy.
Yeah.
I had record in
I
that
remember
for a little
that.
bit, and then
Oh, okay.
mid 2018, a bit after Luigi got his 15, 17, 16 star record, I started doing 16.
Dang, 15,
Oh, wow.
17. That's like almost a minute away from current record.
And then a while after, like a couple years later, K's made Waluigi's Taco Stand, which works on console.
Oh yes, I
Which
love
was my-
that hack. Is crazy.
Yeah, that was my main interest in running the hack was just because it worked on console. So like I had the console record for a little bit, but then this like guy I don't know took it from me, and then he got it on emulator because like
What an asshole.
There's some lag reduction, but the game doesn't really run very well on console overall.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
yeah.
That makes sense.
That seems to be the case with a lot of hacks. Like Star Road runs like trash on console, which is surprising considering that's a very old hack. Like it's 2011. It runs terribly on console.
Yeah, with a lot of Case's current optimizations though, like it probably should run extremely close to vanilla now.
Oh yeah. I'm excited for like Case's new hack coming out. I'm still like waiting for that to come out.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good.
It looks fun.
So mostly like Mario ROM hacks are what you've done.
Yeah, basically. Let me think. I wanted to learn Luigi's Mansion this year, but I'm not really good with sticking to plans.
Have you ever thought about doing like PC port stuff? Like
I did a couple co-op runs of 16 with Luigi.
I do remember that.
I remember that.
But
I verified those.
Yeah. But there are a few there's a few like PC port only hacks. Like I know you just said you did Super Mario Odyssey 64, but you probably know what Odyssey Mario's moveset is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that at Pace. I'm stupid.
Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't like Greed, Mystic, and a third guy on comms for that?
Yeah, Swag. I'm gonna tell Swag that you called him the third guy.
Dude, I didn't. I don't remember. I just remember those two because me and Greed are friends.
Yeah. We just had Mystic on the podcast a few weeks ago, but
I saw that.
Yeah. We had them on. It was a relay, so we did Odyssey Mario's moveset for 64, 70 star, Star Road 80 star, and then 74, which is what?
110 stars.
110 stars. And so it was a relay with me, Needle, and Cheesy. And then they could only stay. They were so tired, but I begged them to stay just for 64. And then that's how we came up with the chili dog strat, because we just had
chili dog strat.
We just had Mystic start. If he didn't know the name of something, we just told him to make something up. So chili dog strat became the official name of the strat because Mystic is so silly and such a goofy guy.
I just thought it was funny because they knew nothing about OMM, so it made it even funnier when they were commentating.
Yeah,
it was great.
There's also like hacks. Like I think I showed you one of them. Did I ever, when I was showing you co-op mods when we went to that call, because you wanted to do co-op with other people.
I remember like what hack you're talking about. I don't remember the name. Yeah, it was that one.
Yeah,
which
Moonshine.
Moonshine is an interesting name choice considering.
Facts, yeah, considering the history behind that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like alcohol.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I really want to try running that hack eventually, mainly because there's one no leaderboard for it. And I feel
Oh,
like
really? I thought there was.
I think outside of co-op, I think we might have one for co-op, but I don't think there's like an official moonshine leaderboard, and if there is, then I'm unaware of it. We also have the category on the OMM leaderboard, but
That's
it's
true, yeah.
I think Max holds that record, and he has a kind of a chokehold on it right now. So yeah, I think Moonshine's a very interesting hack. I think more people should be making PC port hacks because there's so much more you can do because of decomp. Unfortunately, it
I mean,
probably won't happen
it
though.
also boils down. It's mainly because like making ROM hacks, like I was just explaining, making ROM hacks using the tools from like the PC port
Mhm.
is a lot more difficult than just booting up ROM Manager or like SM64 editor. You know, like
That's
it's a lot
yeah,
harder
that's where you have to
because
like
like
port it to C.
yeah, it's pretty much C. I mean, 64 is already written in that, but it's still kind of difficult to like to if you don't know coding, it's going to be really hard for you to like get into porting like hacks or like making hacks for like PC port.
Yeah, and
It's easier. It's easier for co-op because of Lua. They exposed co-op to Lua, so it's a little easier. But
Isn't that the
in
thing that
general, it's
Roblox
hard.
games are made in?
yeah, Lua is the thing.
Yeah,
Roblox games are
like
made in.
Roblox or Sonic Rebel Blast 2, like those games. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like made in
I
that.
I remember like not long after the SM64 decomp got finished, someone ported Mario's moveset to Lua and then they made it a Roblox game.
did they?
I
I've
remember playing
never
Oh my
seen
yeah.
god,
that.
yeah, yeah, they
I,
did. I remember that.
I
I don't.
remember playing that a little bit.
That's crazy
I remember
though.
like all of the I remember like all of the when they started porting Mario 64 Mario to like all the other games like Sonic Generations got it, Rocket League got
Rocket
it,
League.
Minecraft got it. I think
Minecraft's the one I
GTA has it as
remember.
well.
Does it? Oh my
Yeah,
god, I
GTA
gotta
has
play
it. I think
GTA with
GTA has
Mario
it as well.
64
Yeah.
movement.
I I don't know which one though. It might be San Andreas, but I'm not sure. But
That's
it's
crazy.
really funny.
Yeah,
Like people have just ported raw like 64 Mario to to like other games. It's really funny to me.
yeah. It's such a weird way that you have to like do the mods for Mario 64 movement though, because you need an actual ROM for it to work for some reason.
Well, well, yeah, that makes sense because like, but that's why like with co-op and like other games that are like, um, centered around PC port,
Hmm.
they make you compile it yourself mainly due to copyright reasons because
Yeah.
that's kind of
That
and
yeah,
I
that makes
think I
sense.
went in depth. I think I went in depth about this like before. I might not have, but I know the port that PC port of what you call it, Link's Awakening. That one got taken down because they were providing providing it already precompiled with the ROM and everything. So Nintendo like
Oh,
struck
okay.
it down.
Yeah,
That's why co-op like requires you to compile it yourself, and like other PC ports require you to do it
gotcha.
because like they're assuming like we have to assume that you're getting your own like you're dumping your ROM and not
Okay.
just like
Yeah, that makes more sense now. Never mind. But I'm sorry, what was I saying? I just had the most massive of
instead of
brain farts.
love that happens to
Yeah, I just
everyone.
had my brain just shat itself. I feel like I lost everything.
You lost
I
everything,
lost
bro. What
everything.
happened?
My
The house.
You
my
lost your
house.
job.
I lost my
Yeah, your
job.
house.
I GTM
GG.
is on my podcast. It'll never reach this high again.
Damn.
Yeah,
Even
but
when
Cheese
even
is
It'll
when
be
above
even when
cheese.
cheese is on.
it's over.
Yeah, but
Like
cheese
it's
isn't
just
top 5 and 16 star.
Yeah, he's like he's I don't remember
I think
where
he's
he's on the
sixth
leaderboard
in
for 120.
120. Is he
he might
sixth in
be. Yeah.
120? Really? Hold on, I need to fact check. Let me get our fact
Fact
checker
check
fact
real
checker on it
quick.
real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna call our fact
And by that I
checker.
mean
Make sure.
and by that I mean typing speedrun.com on my computer.
No, just don't mention it. Just we have a fact checker, GTM. Just so you know, we are very high production,
Yeah,
high
right,
quality
I
right.
can tell.
production. He's top
Totally,
5.
totally.
Okay.
Top 5.
I just
Okay.
had our fact checker check. Um,
Shut up.
it's Ouija, Karen,
Oh,
Marlene, Liam, Cheese. Liam's the goat, by the way.
Liam.
Liam. I love and I hate Liam because I love Liam because he's such a good streamer. I don't really have a reason to hate him other than all of my friends now say Mun.
Oh yeah, I really fucking hate that too.
Swag says that a lot. Oh my god.
Literally all of my friends other than like Needle, everyone says Mun now, and it's the most annoying thing.
It is. Liam's personality traits just like trickle down to the rest of the speedrunning community.
It's so funny.
No, it was funny for like a day, and then they got used to actually saying it. I think they said it as a joke first, and now he actually says it.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard to listen to with him saying "mun" at the end of every sentence. Why, like he's like, "Why are you doing that, man?" And I just want to strangle him.
Yeah.
Bro.
But other than that, Liam's a great person, great streamer. I met him at Pace, and he said he was the tallest person there while he was on stream, and then I posted a picture where I was literally taller than him in our picture. So
That's hilarious.
I think you're taller than me, GTM. So he's definitely shorter than you. Aren't you like 6'3"?
I think so, yeah.
No, I'm 5'11".
Are you 5'11"?
Yeah, I'm 180.5 centimeters.
What? Hold on.
And no, you look, centimeters is more precise than feet and inches.
It is more.
But you're American.
Yeah, but like, don't you want to like
Americans
know the
use
exact
centimeters.
I
What are you
don't.
talking
I
about?
can't convert.
You use centimeters. What, bro? What do you mean? Oh, this guy.
Hold on. How many
He just said
centimeters are in an
math.
inch? Like 2.5.
2.54 centimeters.
Yeah, but like
in an
if
inch.
you
That makes
put
no
it in
sense.
Google, it's gonna say 5.9 feet, and everyone thinks that I'm 5'9".
That's 5'9". Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
5.9 feet converts to 5'11".
It
It
would
does,
be
yeah.
it would be more like 5.5 foot 10.75 or something, but
But we round up though, like we cope.
do
That's
we
just how
round
it
up?
is.
Oh,
We round
I
up.
gotta find the
Yeah, we
picture.
round up.
I gotta find the picture. I remember it very
Yeah,
well
have you
because
ever been to school? They always say round up to the nearest 10. Come on, man.
I remember our picture
like he
very
was
well because I immediately made a mistake when I met you. Because you had
Well,
posted on
no.
Twitter the day before that you're not going to be shaking anyone's hand or anything, and I was like, "Hey, GTM, can I get a picture?" And you're like, "Yeah," and then I
Oh
put my
my
fucking arm
God.
around you.
I mean, that's fine.
No.
I put my arm around you, and I realized I was like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry." I took the picture. Oh, okay, we're around the same height. I think. Oh, that was me bending down. That's why. Not bending
Yeah, I thought you
over.
were
I was
taller.
not bending over.
Aren't
for
you 6 feet
GTM.
tall, Joker?
I'm
Aren't you like
6'2".
I mean,
Yeah.
I wear boots that like give me like an inch and a half of extra height, so
That's
I look
crazy.
tall in most.
That's how you got to
photos.
do it.
Yeah.
That's how you got to do it, honestly.
Yeah. I was bending down for GTM.
Bro, why are you still saying this?
Hey, I'm just saying, not a lot of people can say that.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I
have no clue.
outside of Mario GTM, what games do you like to play outside of Mario?
Well, the main thing I've been playing for like the last year,
Mhm.
Is Melee.
Oh yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do see you
I
play
do
that.
a lot
Melee-
of that in my free time.
Also, how'd that game get
Melee is-
accepted into Pace? Isn't it like a best of 10 between you?
No. It's the first person to win 7 games.
Between you and Jesus.
Yeah, because like
So, like we're getting that GTM dub though. Like that's
yeah,
just...
yeah. I mean, of course, bro. Why do you think I'm
Come
always
on.
on Melee, bro? I'm training.
Yeah.
Trying to embarrass him.
Well, you mean Doc, don't you?
Yeah, I'm in Dr. Mario.
Dude,
He's
Doc is peak.
Doc is P.
Bro, another
is-
Doc main? Let's go. Doc is peak.
Who does Jesus mean?
Fox. So it's a
Oh,
bit
what a
of
fucking
uphill
cringer!
battle for
What?
me.
I mean,
I'm gonna.
can't.
I'm about to block this guy on Twitter. He means Fox.
nah, Doc is actually fire though. Like actually, I love playing
Doc is
playing as
fire.
Doc.
So in Melee, a lot of the time when there's like, so there was this one really popular major tournament called Apex 2015,
Oh,
and that one was like the first tourney to like show off what they called a salty sweet, and not sweet like flavor, but like sweet life of Zach and Cody.
okay.
Yeah,
Um, and basically they would have like exhibition matches that were either like best of 3, best of 5, or first to 5, which is 5 games won.
Right.
And like it was usually done with the purpose of like having players like settle their beef, or if there was a storyline, or just like some sort of exhibition match that
Oh,
would be interesting to see.
is that what the chillin' dude Leffen set was?
Yes, exactly. It was like basically a grudge match because they were beefing on Twitter.
Yeah.
Chillin writes the diss. Leffen just talks shit on Twitter. And then Chillin
Respect your
got,
elders or something.
yeah,
That song is
and
so fire.
and then Leffen won 5 games in a row.
Yeah, Leffen didn't even
Yeah.
practice. Chillin was practicing so much.
Yeah, so
He's just
iconic
better.
set, and that's
Iconic.
that's like a similar vibe for what me and Jesus want to do, is a GSA salty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's you guys have beef on Twitter.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like weird. Melee isn't my favorite game in the series, but I do appreciate like the movement. Like I seeing it is crazy.
Melee
I
at
don't prefer it,
a
but I think it's cool.
Melee at a professional level, dare I say, is art.
yeah.
Oh
It's
no, I agree.
there's like very little buffer between inputs, so you have to be very precise with everything and just
Yeah.
like do everything as
Yeah.
fast as possible.
I remember I
think-
saw I think I saw you
Melee's
say
a very
on
responsive
I think I saw
game.
you say on Twitter GTM that you were gonna be like the first Mario 64 speedrunner in top 100 on Melee or something.
I like that I probably wrote that as a joke, but like I think it would be cool to achieve something like that.
That'd be
You
sick,
do
yeah.
realize Armada is a Mario 64 speedrunner.
Yeah, but he started with Melee and then retired and then went to Mario.
Yeah.
You're like a reverse Armada.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Gotcha. And you're not
I
Swedish.
kind of think it's funny how most 64 speedrunners, I don't want to say all of them, but the vast majority, they usually pocket Melee as like their comfort game. And I
Yeah.
think that's really sick.
Yeah.
A lot
Like
of them
I've
do.
noticed that.
Ouija,
It makes
Suigi,
sense though. Like
Trey,
Ouija
they all
does?
play Melee. Yeah, Ouija does a bit of
That's pretty
Melee.
yeah, a lot of like I said, a lot of the 64 runners
Yeah.
do Melee. They play
Simply
Melee as their secondary game.
Simply?
Cheese. Yeah, Cheese does
Yeah.
a little, but like it hurts his hands a bit, so he doesn't always do
Mhm.
it. But like
Yeah.
Pace Summer we played a bit.
I remember seeing Cheese play at Pace Summer.
I remember seeing you guys play Melee. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do any other Smash game besides Melee? Like, have you done Ultimate at all?
Not
Didn't you?
competitively.
I don't know who I saw on Twitter earlier. I don't know if it was you or not, but I remember seeing someone say that like that they would enjoy Ultimate if it wasn't for the fact
that
that it had
was
like
me.
a billion years of it. That was you? Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I figured. Yeah. I'm alright with Ultimate. Ultimate's fun.
I didn't get a chance to see GTM's tweets because I blocked them. No, I'm kidding.
It was
But I deleted Twitter off my phone.
I just said I'd
Yes,
enjoy Ultimate
yeah.
more if there weren't like 10,000 years of input delay.
It does feel that way
That's
though.
so
It
true.
definitely feels that way. It is ridiculous with the input delay, especially online. Oh god.
Dude.
Don't even get me
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, that's fair. But Ultimate, while it doesn't have the, I guess it's not, what's like the opposite of floatiness? Because like Brawl is floaty.
It's snappiness, I guess.
A snappiness of
Melee's
Melee.
perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't have the
Melee's a snappy
snappiness of
game, yeah.
Melee, but it's like a spectrum. So between Melee, which is say Melee is on the left and then Brawl is on the right, Smash 4 is like right in the middle, 64 is more towards Brawl, and then Ultimate is like more
I think Smash 4 is more floaty. I think Smash 4 is more floaty. It feels a lot slower than Brawl. Yeah. A little bit though, not like crazy, but it definitely like feels a lot more floaty. Yeah.
That's fair. Did you ever do Smash 4 GTM?
Yeah. I played
You had a Wii U?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Actually. Dude, there's this guy in my chat
One of the 5
that
people.
I see occasionally. There's this guy in my chat I see occasionally. His username's literally just I own a Wii U.
That's hilarious. That is so funny.
It's such a good
Bro.
username.
It's one of the 5 people
Oh my god.
who owns a
Facts.
Wii U. Dude, Wii U is such an underrated console.
I played all the Smash games casually. The earliest memory I have was playing Brawl with my sisters.
Really?
I did very little of 64 at my cousin's house. By the time Smash 4 came out, I was a bit older. I had it both on 3DS and Wii U.
Oh my god, yeah.
Me too.
I did too.
That's how I got Mewtwo.
Yeah.
I
funny.
begged my mom because I wanted Mewtwo so bad to get me both.
And then
Oh yeah,
a while after like the Wii U fell out of fashion, like the Switch came out. That's when like casual gaming started being a lot less interesting to me.
Right.
that's fair. Yeah,
But I did play a bit of Smash Ultimate on the Switch as well.
Smash
Smash.
Ultimate
I
is
think.
pretty fun.
I think in terms of content, Smash Ultimate is my. No, never mind. I think Brawl is my favorite Smash game. Purely because of
Brawl was hella
Subspace.
fun.
There
That's
is no
real.
other reason I like that game.
That's like most people's like reason for liking Brawl with Subspace, which is kind of real because like the competitive scene for Brawl was kind of dog shit.
Yeah.
Especially with like the characters, like the character balancing, it was pretty bad in Brawl.
If Sakurai wasn't such a pussy, he'd make more stories in Smash games. But every time he says that people like posted the cutscenes from Subspace online, like who cares?
I mean, I can see from a developer's standpoint why that'd be an issue for him, but like, yeah, at the same time, it is kind of weird. Like at that point, like you shouldn't make a game at all because that's what most people do. Usually they'll do that. They did it for Mario Wonder. They did it for Zelda. They do it for every game where they post all the cutscenes and all that stuff.
At that
So
point,
it's like,
people are posting gameplay. Why make the game at all?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's like a
experience it.
I have a weird feeling about that in general. Just like can't really get upset at people posting the cutscenes. That I feel like in anything that's just to get more people an incentive to buy the game so they can actually watch those cutscenes. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just a me thing. I'm not sure.
No, I get you.
But yes, Sakurai's reasoning was kind of weird. But
yeah, I think a Smash Bros movie would be cool, given that we're 3 of 4 movies into like I guess sort of
characters that have been in Smash.
Yeah, characters that have been Smash getting movies now.
Yes, Sonic has 3 movies and a TV show. Mario is about to get a second movie soon, I think.
And then we have technically
Pokemon has already had
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
But if they wanted, they could just bring Pikachu from the anime.
I think there's a rumor to be a Zelda movie coming out as well.
It was confirmed.
Was it confirmed?
Not Sakurai. What am I thinking? Miyamoto confirmed it.
Miyamoto. Yeah.
It was like one of those tweets where he was like, "This is Miyamoto-san."
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. I love those. It's my favorite.
You think the worst is coming every time you see that, but it's always like a good announcement. I see this is Miyamoto-san, and I expect some game to be delayed or some shit, but it's always we are making
or like him stepping down or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
How old is Miyamoto? He's got to be 70 now at least, right?
He's pretty old. He's been around for a while.
Hold on, let me get my fact checker on this.
He's been around for a while. I mean, think about it this way. I think he was a teenager
71.
I think he was like a teenager when Mario like when he started developing Mario stuff. So it makes sense.
No,
or he was in his 20s.
When the first Mario came out, when the first Super Mario Bros. Came out, which was 83, he was
81.
31, yeah.
81 because Donkey Kong. He was part of that.
Okay, so then he was 29.
Yeah.
What a youngster.
That's pretty crazy though. It's pretty crazy that he can still have the same amount of excitement with those type of games. It's really nice to see that. Like I think it's cool too, seeing his character like grow, like all the characters he's made just like develop and grow. It's really cool to see like the evolution of like what Mario used to be to what it is now. It's kind of sick.
Did you guys ever hear about when Takashi Tezuka, the producer of Mario, like the Boo enemy is based off like his wife?
His wife, yeah.
Do you ever imagine she gives him shit for
that? Over that? I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure that's the case.
Like,
but
a scary ghost that's based off her. That's
I mean.
Just imagine.
I think it's kind of
you're giving him shit.
It's kind of funny though.
Yeah,
it's hilarious how intuitive a Boo is as an enemy in Mario because Ghosts wouldn't care. They would just haunt you no matter what. But when you look at one, they're scared of you when you look at them. But when you turn away, then they try to attack you. And it's like that seems pretty counterintuitive for a ghost. Like
That is weird.
I don't know. But that was it. I mean, most enemies and power-ups are based off of like Japanese folklore and all that stuff, which is really cool. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of Japanese influence in a lot of the enemies and stuff and assets in Mario. Like the womps and stuff are cool. Like womps are based off of the like that. It's like this one weird like troll thing that looks like a wall that you have to pay money to like get past it, and it's not like that
Mario Party.
in 64, but it's like that in Mario Party. Yeah, like Mario Party 1, I'd say is where it's its most like.
So you're telling me
It-
Ludwig von Koopa is in the Japanese Bible?
I don't know, probably.
Ludwig von Koopa.
I mean, I don't know what the Koopalings are like based off of. I'm sure their names have some oh my god. I know they have some sort of significance. I just can't remember what it
If they're based off
was.
of like, if their names are based off rock stars in the U.S., I wonder what they're based off of in Japan. Or I guess maybe Japanese rock stars. I'm not sure.
I don't know if their names are any different. I mean, I know the Mario Super Show, the Mario 3 version had different names for them, but I don't know if that was the names they were supposed to have. I'm not sure like what exactly
was
going
Mario
on there.
3 the first game that had them? I thought that was Mario World. Oh no, you're
Mario
right.
3,
It was
yeah.
Mario 3. Yeah.
And then they kept coming back.
Did you ever do the 2D games, GTM?
I played a lot of them as a kid. Yeah.
Did you ever do
I-
Wonder?
No, I didn't play. I mean, I played it at like the Target kiosk when they were
Mm.
doing that.
Oh yeah.
I haven't played through
No,
Wonder at all.
It's a really good game.
It's a pretty good game, yeah. It
gets a
definitely
lot of
lost its
shit.
flavor for me. It lost its flavor for me, like after a while. But that's just again because like we've been so used to like I've mentioned this already, but like before, but the ratio of 3D Mario games to 2D Mario is actually crazy when you think about it. Like there's a lot more 2D outings than there are 3D. So I can see why people are like not really like the hype from Wonder kind of died.
Yeah.
I just clipped
I
through the
just
wall.
saw
That is
that.
awesome.
Let's
Nice.
let's play a game, GTM. I like to call this it's a game we play every podcast. It's called Can GTM Name Every 2D Mario Game?
Oh.
Or sorry, every
Yes.
3D Mario game. Sorry.
Oh, every 3D Mario game. Well, what counts as 3D? Like platformers?
Yeah.
Sure.
The mainline
I
3D
guess
platformer
technically all of them are platformers, but yeah.
yeah, all the mainline titles. Or yeah, I guess.
Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2,
Mhm.
Super Mario 3D Land, Super Mario 3D World, Super Mario Odyssey.
Is that all? You are
is there
missing
another
one.
2.
2.
Yeah.
Fucking Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
There you go.
Yeah, there's
That's
one. You're missing one.
There's one more.
There's one that's like iffy, but we count it.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I'm trying to think.
It was on the Nintendo DS.
Oh, 64
True.
DS.
Right.
Yeah.
It's iffy. People in Multi Mario fucking hate that game for some reason. But
Some reason I understand it. Have you played the game? I mean, it's not bad. The game itself isn't bad in terms of its content.
if they were to
Most
make
people
a,
don't like it. Yeah, I
Here's the
feel
thing
like they
for
should
me.
have waited. They should have
Yeah.
waited.
If
They
they-
should have waited
if
for
they were to make
the Wii or something.
I think if they were to make like a remaster, a definitive remaster of Mario 64 for the Switch, they should have the movement of current 64 with maybe some updates, and then the content of 64 DS.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much
I would love
content
that.
in that game. There's like 180
yeah.
stars.
There's 150 stars, and
What am I
then you
thinking?
also have there's 150 stars, and then there's like 5 exclusive levels to the DS version. Each
Yeah.
level has an extra star you can grab, so there's 8 stars in a level as opposed
Yeah.
to 7.
It's got so many
There's
coins.
mini games. There's mini games, 3 extra characters that have different play styles. It's really sick. Like I love DS like for its content. for its like controls, that's why most people hate it.
Yeah.
It is
Have
it
you
is
played
not
it?
good. Like
GTM.
Yeah.
64DS.
Have you played it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it before the original.
Oh, really?
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
Oh,
seems
also,
like
I guess
that's
that
the
makes
case
sense.
for most
Yeah.
people.
I did as
For
well,
most
but
people,
I was a stupid child and I don't remember. But yeah, it's just the sprinting. It's not even like anything else about the game. I feel like if it just was, if
Yeah.
it didn't have sprinting, it'd be perfectly fine.
The thing is that 64DS is, like I said, it's a not a port, but it's more like a
Remake.
remake of 64.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the reason why 64 is regarded so well by people is because of the way it uses analog controls to move around your character in a 3D space. 64DS tries to do the same thing, but with a D-pad and a run button, just doesn't work. Like it
Right.
just feels awkward, especially since like you still need to account for punching and all that stuff. The punch button is the A button in 64DS, and you have to like reach like if you try to run and like do like a slide kick or like run and dive, you have it's like such an awkward thing that you have to do. And they tried to remedy it by adding touchscreen controls, but let's be real, who's using touchscreen for 64DS?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying,
come on.
dude.
It's like it's just a mess, and it's like I feel like had they just waited for like the next console that had an analog stick, I think it would have. I think it would have been better. Is
Yeah.
that like had 64DS with better controls? Like it, I think it would have been a. I feel like a lot of people would love that game more.
I think it
And
would
like
have been
people
fine
could
if
argue,
they.
yeah.
They would have been fine if they had waited for the 3DS even. Like even
I
if
feel
they
like they should
even if
just.
it was on a handheld, instead of
I
a
guess,
home
yeah.
console. But
I feel like
they don't fucking do
I don't know.
handhelds anymore. So
I feel like with 64DS, and the thing is, like a lot of people could probably take my argument and say, okay, so then why does 3D World have a run button in 3D Land? The thing is, like those games are actually trying to mimic a 2D like experience.
they are built
64DS
to
was
be.
trying to, yeah,
Mhm.
they're built to be linear games. 64DS was not, so it's like you can't
64DS
really
was
compare
64,
the
which was
two.
built as an
Plus,
open world game.
3D World, also the fact that 3D World has like very simple controls. So does 3D Land. It's just run and jump. You don't have to do anything else. It's just Y and B or A and X if you're insane. But yeah, it's mainly just Y and B, just like
Next.
all of the just like all of the 2D platformers. So it was just two buttons, and they would just map all of like the power up stuff to those buttons. So it wasn't like crazy.
What?
But like 64DS had like four different buttons that you had to think about. The X button, which was the camera, A button, which was attack, B was jump, and Y was run. And it's like that's so much to deal with in a game
Right.
that's
Yeah.
like relatively simple in terms of its controls. 64 has very simple and easy to get controls. So
Are,
I don't know, it's weird.
are you more of an X and B or an X and A or a Y and B guy, GTM?
Hold on, I gotta.
There is a correct answer.
Where's the correct? Shut up.
Are you looking up a picture of a controller?
Yeah, I forgot what the layout looks like. I'm used to A and B only.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
X and
I
A,
guess I'm an
yeah.
OEM. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like he's probably gonna say A and B because like N64 controller only has
No,
A
I
and
like
B
Y and B.
surface buttons. Y and B is pretty good.
YMB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes more
And
sense.
for people, I guess for people who don't know or don't play Nintendo who's watching this for some reason, X and A is the top button and the right button on the face buttons, and Y and B is left and down. So if you take that into context when playing a 2D platformer, yeah, the Y and B setup is way better.
Nintendo for some reason had to be quirky and not mimic the Xbox, which has A as the
every
bottom
console
button.
has like different. Every console is different.
That's
but it's
well,
like
every
weird.
main
Like
console, yeah.
it's
Remember
so
the-
weird.
Remember
Like,
the
I mean, I
Ouya?
think-
The X button fiasco.
I think it'd
X
make
button
more
fiasco,
sense
dude.
if they just copied the button layout that the N64 has, where A is like where B is and Y.
Yes,
where-
I love that. I actually use that for co-op. Because I right now I'm using the controller I use for like most games because I can't find my N64 controller for
Yeah.
co-op, and I use like B to jump and Y to punch because it feels so much better and close to what the N64 controller felt. It just feels closer.
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
it feels more natural.
I miss wacky
Yeah.
controllers, man. The last
What, like
the last
N64
wacky
controller?
controller we got was like the Wiimote, the gamepad, if you really want to count it as one. But when's the next time we're gonna get a Nintendo console with a controller like the GameCube, with the weird button
GameCube
layout?
controller. The
Sideways
GameCube
Joy-Con.
controller was great. The D-pad sucked though.
Sideways
But the GameCube
Joy-Con.
controller was
That's just a
sideways Joy-Con.
that's just a
Oh no,
Wiimote with a smaller Wiimote. Come on.
it's a worse Wiimote. Actually,
It is a
let's
worse
be real
Wiimote.
here.
Well,
It's a small Xbox controller.
It's like
Imagine being a
it's
Galaxy
an
Joy-
SNES controller.
It is like an SNES.
SNES
Well,
controller was
with a
peak.
joystick, yeah.
SNES controller is probably like the most peak controller because it basically just like said, you know what? We're gonna add 2 extra buttons. Screw you. And like every other controller now just follows that. That's like the base layout for many controllers. It's the SNES layout. It's kind of sick. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see like the N64 controller layout's like a lot better in that regard. It's awesome.
I just wish they
Too bad
do
that-
more wacky controllers, but it's frowned
Too bad that
upon
the controller
today.
was built. Too bad the N64 controller was built for people that had an extra hand. It's kind of crazy how they
Yeah, weird.
how they had like 3
three-pronged
legs for the controller. Yeah, like they had 3 legs for the controller, and like they had it's even funnier how the entire left side of the controller is like never used in most of the main games. It's always the middle and the right. It's
Yeah.
hilarious to me.
For like, I guess for any like 2D games though that they may have put on the console, which ended up being close to 0.
I think like Kirby 64 was like the only game that actually used the D-pad as its main
as a control
control.
method.
Like
No,
that.
there's Mischief
Yeah.
Makers.
Sorry,
Oh, that too. Yeah, you're right.
Mischief Makers.
I never heard of it. I am
There's
out of the loop.
also Dr. Mario 64. I'm pretty sure uses the D-pad.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, that
Um,
makes a lot more sense.
I
Actually,
think you can
There's
use
not
it
many games.
on Smash 64. No, wait, no, not Smash 60. Smash 64
No.
uses the C pad for jumping.
I use the C stick for
Yeah.
jumping and I think for changing your palette. I
C-stick?
think I'm not
Stick.
sure about that one though. The C stick, C.
C buttons. Yeah.
And then they use L for taunting.
Yeah. What's the D-pad for? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most games,
Yeah.
most games don't really use it. Like 64 doesn't use it. I think Mario Kart 64
They
doesn't
could
use it
they could
either.
have easily implemented the D-pad into 64 as well. Like imagine how much easier it would be doing continue don't save if you had the D-pad as an option.
Oh my god, yes.
Press
I would
down
love
twice
that
in
if
A.
they made that. Oh yes, it would make it better because like people have like either
People save
buffered
and quit
or
too
they
often.
haven't put enough pressure on their analog stick, so they save and quit because they thought that they like hit the input twice and they didn't. It's the worst.
Yeah. But you play with Hori, don't you, GTM? You're like a Hori main.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Real.
How different is it compared to OEM? Like I assume you
extremely
used to
different.
main OEM.
Anyone who is used to an OEM will never like a Hori.
Really?
Yeah, because like, well, there's a lot of technical stuff to it, but it basically boils down to the stick being like just so much less precise compared to an OEM stick. There's
Oh,
also
really?
just like, yeah, there's a lot of variety
Mhm.
in like the quality of the stick you'll get, and like it's not good variety. 99% of the time, it's like it's still gonna be a pretty bad stick. That's just imprecise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get like decent angles on it for the diagonals, but a lot of the time a lot of this just the same port quality. The
Yeah.
button pads feel a lot different. They're a lot more mint condition ones are like extremely clicky, which it's more of a preference thing. I don't really care though about it being more clicky.
Are there
Yeah,
still
that's fair.
mint condition Horis to get?
Yeah, but they can be pretty expensive. Like so I use a modded one, which I'll get to in a second. But the last unmodded Hori I used I bought from Bailey, and that one
Oh,
was
okay.
like
Mm.
it felt like it was pretty much untouched. It looked very clean. The expansion port, like where you put like the fucking attachments in, had like no rust on it. The screws look very clean. So I was gonna assume what I had was either pretty much like lightly used or near mint condition or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
Because it just felt like a very solid controller.
Right. Dude,
Um,
that
so
sounds like heaven.
yeah, So either you find a controller like that by pure luck, because she just like got it like without the box, or you just like buy one that's new in box, but that's like a lot more.
Really? The box?
Yeah.
I do see like boxes for like an Xbox Series X going on Amazon for like $20. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, the box is worth $20 alone. So
Yeah, I don't know who's buying that.
I guess just for collection. If you accidentally rip yours and you want to put it on the shelf or something.
True.
Yeah, probably. I kind of
So
find it.
that was the last Hori I used. Like I pretty much used it.
Mm-hmm.
While it was like new, basically.
Right.
And then there was a guy at Pace Summer who goes by Partition Penguin or Julian, which is his name, I imagine. And
I assume
he DMs me one of the days of the event. Like we had previously interacted like on his stream because like I don't remember why I followed him on Twitch, but I was watching him. And that was pretty much my only interaction with him. I saw him in chats occasionally. And he DMs me one of the days of Pace. And he's like, "Yo, I'm at Pace. Meet me at the venue. There's something cool I want to show you." And to me, that like, well, that was exciting because like it was like unexpected. It's like, oh, wow, what the fuck's he gonna show me? Is he gonna kill me or is he gonna like show up?
Yeah, it's just like the curiosity.
So I brought my bodyguard with me. No, I'm kidding.
Nah. Well, you do have like $1 million trillion, so you probably did have a bodyguard with you.
Yeah, but well, I mean, I just like you know, I
well, you're also like trained in every martial art, so you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm a doctor.
And you're a doctor.
That's so true.
So if he,
I mean, that's why you
made
Dr. Mario, so like it makes sense.
Yeah, so there wasn't really a risk for me
if
involved.
he cuts you at all, you can just pretty much just touch it because you learned the art of like the monk.
Yeah.
So you just like you just rub on it and it heals.
Touch.
Yeah.
Bro.
So he tells me to pull up to the venue, and then I think I don't know if I shout or not, but like, well, I might have. I don't remember.
Objection, relevance.
Look.
Oh my God.
Can't you appreciate a man with an eye for detail?
That is
Mr.
true.
I? No fucking way.
So I head to the venue, and he's on like his laptop. His dad was with him too. He was telling me like how he just come back from doing a semester abroad in Switzerland.
Crazy.
And then he shows off his creation, and it was this modded Hori. Like instead of where you like put the rumble pack or the memory pack, whatever the fuck they called it.
Rumble pack.
Yeah.
Well, no, there were two attachments you could put in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
One of them was for like saving shit. Anyway, instead of that like large ass rectangle, it was just a USB port, and you could connect the USB port to your computer.
What?
And just like change the analog stick values to have whatever angles you want.
What?
So
that's crazy.
Yeah. He preset it to have OEM angles, which is like a pretty big buff to the Hori already.
Yeah.
And then he's telling me how he wrote the code for like how the stick would work and stuff, and he made it more precise. He made a more precise analog stick for the Hori that uses Hall effect sticks. And I don't know how exactly Hall effect sticks work. Like the main gist I got was that like it uses like magnets on the inside to track your movement of the stick, but because the parts never touch, the stick should never get loose.
Dude.
So
that is awesome.
And you have it now? You own it?
Yeah. He gave it to me for free, and then he was telling me how like he wants to do more with the project and like make it like ideally like it'd be a pretty good alternative, and it wouldn't cost a whole lot of money. Yeah, a good alternative to a normal Hori.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool if he like actually started making Horis again like that.
Well, I mean that's his plan, but he's like, it's a prototype that he gave me.
Yeah, it's probably super difficult to make without like an original Hori with you.
Yeah, exactly. So he gave me the prototype, and it does have like a couple caveats, but like all things considered, like it's a net positive over just what you'd get out of a standard Hori.
That's crazy, dude. You don't have to worry about
really cool.
You don't have to worry about your stick like what the fuck's it called? Stick wearing down at all.
Yeah, and like if the angles shift, which they can, and like oh yeah, that was another problem with the original Hori. Like over time, like the internal parts would degrade in the stick, and your angles would be different.
Yeah.
So that kind of inconsistency is annoying. But if the
Yeah.
angles shift on this modded Hori, I can just plug it into my computer, recalibrate it, and it's good as new.
What the fuck?
That's actually fire.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
I don't know why I'm so jealous. That it just sounds super cool. You did say that people who are used
It
to
is
OEM,
cool. Like what?
which I am someone who's used to OEM, would hate using a Hori, but it's just so like out of this world awesome that you can just
Yeah,
change the
that's
angles
really
like
cool.
that. That's like some shit that would be unheard of on an OEM.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
the ideal scenario is like he streamlines the process for making them. He improves the like how the analog stick functions because it can still be improved upon a lot.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
the ideal result is to have precision just like OEM or very close to OEM.
Yeah.
That is
Does Cheese have one? Because I know Cheese also mains Hori.
No, I'm the only person with one at the moment.
That's crazy. Okay, so we can add world record holder to your list of accomplishments.
Yeah, sure.
let's go.
It is a really nice controller though, because I am able to hold angles I just literally was not able to on Hori.
That's crazy. Were you already a Hori main at pace, or did you switch to Hori because of this?
I was already a Hori man at pace. I started the game on emulator and I played on a GameCube controller for like the first 3 months, and then I had this friend who he was a very kind and generous guy. I helped him make this one video, and like he didn't remember that he turned on like YouTube AdSense or whatever. So like he got like $1,000 off of a video I helped him make. And he was
Holy
like, "Hey
crap.
man, you helped me. Here's
That's
some of the
fire.
money." So he bought me my first console setup.
Oh, that's
That is
awesome.
That I'm still
amazing.
using.
What video
And
was it?
because what year?
What video?
Oh,
Was it like a Mario 64 video or just a random video?
it was a Mario 64 video. Yeah, I'll explain in a second. But
Sure. Yeah.
so I had been watching Cheese for a while, and he was
Mhm.
talking about how he used the Hori, and like at the time I wasn't like obsessed with the GameCube controller to the point where like I knew everything about it, but like I really liked how it looked visually. I'm including the thumbstick; it felt nice in my hands, all that stuff.
Right.
So with that in mind, I started watching Mario 64 speedrunners more. I watched Cheese, and he told me about how he uses a Hori because he got asked a lot back in the day, and I guess in general still these days what controller he uses. And a lot of the time, he just described it as an N64 controller with a GameCube style stick. And those words in my head, like they really stuck. So when my friend bought me my first console setup, I decided that I just start using a Hori because like Cheese gets world records on them. Ouija got his 1517 world record on a Hori, but then he
Really?
switched off it right after.
Oh.
Um,
Cringe.
well, not cringe. 'Cause, like,
not cringe. We love Ouija.
it's not that great of a controller, but
Yeah.
I get why I switched off it. But I was like, oh man, Cheese is good on it. I can get good on it.
So Cheese has been using Hori for a while. I thought that was like a recent thing.
No, he's been using it for like probably 10 years now, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because like there was a much older Mario player, Toast Rider, who used Hori for a while, and like Cheese was like just in the community, and like Cheese like he didn't like how OEM felt, and Toast Rider was like play on Hori. He was like okay, and then he just stuck with it ever since. And then funnily enough, Toast Rider also switched off Hori.
It's to OEM.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the video that me and my friend made was like, okay, so bear with me. Kaze made this shitpost ROM hack during the 2016 US elections of a Mexican Mario trying to jump over the border wall.
Oh my god, yeah.
And so,
oh my god.
And Net64 had limited compatibility with ROM hacks. I don't remember the technical details, but like as long as it was pretty close to vanilla, most of the characters would work on it. And that hack Super Trump 64 was one of those hacks. Oh yeah, and when you get to the top of the wall as you're about to cross it, the boss was a thwomp or a womp with Trump's face on it.
That's awesome.
Bro, I remember that hack. Oh my god.
So
I've heard of it. I've never experienced
the video
it.
was like which Net64 characters can get over the wall. And for some reason, that video just like it got so many views. And I'm pretty sure I either recorded all or most of the characters that like would cover the wall.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
That, I guess it probably did well because there are those like Smash Bros videos that's like which characters can make it over the pit of death or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I like those videos. They're like cool
Yeah.
to watch.
That is a cool concept though. That different characters in Mario 64 with different like trick jumps. Trick jumps is like an Odyssey thing, but there are some you can do in 64. But granted, 64 without mods is Mario only. So it'd be if it was only if it was vanilla 64, it wouldn't be that good of a video. I wish co-op had more characters like that.
I mean, I can't really say anything. God damn it. Never mind.
Yeah,
I forgot I was about to say anything. Because I have like inside info when it comes to co-op because I'm like a moderator and I kind of help with the development of the game a little bit. So I have inside info. I can't really share it because like I get in trouble.
Damn. I do have a question from a loyal viewer, GTM.
Yeah.
Did Goomba make it over the wall?
I'm not sure. Well, in that hack, the security, there were like Goombas that were like blue and they wore hats and they were like border security.
It was border patrol.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Really funny. I gotta try this hack. This gotta be ported to co-op, dude.
It probably wouldn't take that long.
Probably could. Yeah, we probably could since like it is. There's really not many custom things besides the models. The models are the only custom like things that are like in that hack.
Seems like a pretty short hack.
And
too.
I guess yeah.
Yeah. And so that's how you got your first console setup.
Yeah. The money from that video is what paid for my setup.
Crazy. I wonder how many views that has now.
20,000.
20,000.
Yeah, and I think like I guess like ad revenue was different, so he was able to make way more money off it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot for 20,000 views.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might have been less than $1,000 that he made off it, but it was still like
enough to. Yeah, was it like a CRT and a console, or just a console and a controller?
It was console, cartridge, and controller, and then capture card as well, I think.
Got you. Okay, so that's like what N64. You could probably find one for like $50.
Yeah, well, I mean,
N64s aren't cheap though. I think I got mine for like 200.
Damn.
Well, prices were slightly better back then.
Yeah, when was this? 2017, 2016?
2017.
2017. So,
that explains a lot.
And now they're
it was 2018.
Oh, okay. And now you can't find a N64 for under like $300.
I mean, you probably.
I found
it takes a lot of effort.
I think like 2020 or 2021, I got a Japanese imported one for like $200, so it wasn't terrible. But yeah, and it's still pretty expensive.
Yeah, I think there's a way to mod an N64 to unregion lock it, right?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
I need to figure out how to do that.
I'm pretty sure every console has that ability. You can like unregion lock all of them.
I have a I have a Japanese cart, but I didn't realize that I didn't realize that N64s at all had a region lock on them.
Yeah, they do.
And I was confused because I was like, they had that technology back then. It's such a useless thing to put inside of a console in 1996. I feel like, but yeah, I won one during Lana's giveaways.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and now I have all three versions of Mario 64. I have US, I have Shindo, and I have a Japanese cart.
Nice.
And so awesome. I have like it's like all the Chaos Emeralds, all the Dragon Balls. I'm like
God. All the Chaos Emeralds.
Do you have all three, GTM?
No, I only have a JP cart.
You don't even have a US
cart?
I
also only have one.
I don't.
Man.
I also have I also only have a JP card as well.
That's weird. I guess
which is still upstate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. I'm the only one who has a I also got a Mario Kart 64 manual while I was at Pace.
Well, yeah, I think I remember that.
It's Japanese, so I can't fucking read it. But I I have a US cartridge for Mario Kart 64, and I have a Japanese manual. So if I wanted to read anything about it, I'd need to go on Duolingo. But or
Mario
look up a
GTM.
PDF for the manual. But I I want to get more game. I want to start like a collection of N64 games, but it feels like they're so hard to find without being extremely expensive nowadays. For some
Yeah.
games, like Glover.
Didn't Glover get like a PC port or something, or was it being
but
developed?
apparently
I
it
can't
sucks
remember.
ass.
Really, that's
That
unfortunate.
sucks.
Yeah.
I really wanted to play Glover PC port.
When's
I guess I'll
Glover
just stick
for
to, like,
Roblox?
Glover for Roblox. I mean, it's probably possible. Roblox is insane with what you can do now versus what it was back then.
Yeah,
I
like the Sonic game on it.
It's like funny though. Like for N64, my favorite game on N64 is not a game that many people would know or expect me to have. It is not a Mario game, which is really funny. It's actually Bomberman Hero. That's like my favorite game on N64. It's fire.
Yeah.
Bomberman games are so cool.
I see
That's a
you
peak
like
game.
reference that game a lot, and I'm like, man, this guy knows a lot about Bomberman Hero. Such a niche game.
I love that game. It's Bomberman series is like it's like known, but it's not like crazy like
Yeah.
Mega Man or Mario. It's like one of those like, and those are the only like platformer like titles in that whole series.
Yeah.
Like there's only Bomberman 64 and Hero, and they're both on N64. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they haven't like decided to do that again. The most recent Bomberman games are just the traditional like puzzle
like
games.
Bomberman R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bomberman R 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know. It's like I think Joker's saying that though because like I remember we were playing this Wordle game, I think, where you had to, it's like it would give you like 6 images and you would have to guess what game it was based on the
guess
image.
the game, yeah.
And it was like guess the game, and it was like one of the most obscure images you probably could for a game. And I immediately guessed Bomberman Hero on the first try, and he was like, "How did you guess that?" I'm like, "It's my childhood game. You don't understand."
Yeah, I thought maybe like Mega Man 64 when I saw it, but you got it on the first guess, and that's like the most obscure image known to man.
It's a fun game. I wish they put those on NSO. I would like play those for hours.
Is it safe to say, GTM, that your favorite game of all time is Mario 64?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite casual game, or do you find it hard to do casual games?
The only games I can find myself going back to, for any reason, are usually just games I played a lot as a kid.
That's fair.
Those it'd be hard to choose a favorite casual game, but I really did like Paper Mario 64.
Oh, good choice.
Ooh, Paper 64 is good.
Did you ever do Thousand Year Door?
No, I never played that one.
Are you gonna try it once it comes out on Switch?
Get the remake.
I don't want to spend $60 on a game, bro.
That's so fair though.
That's fair, but if you want to play on GameCube, you either have to emulate or like physical copies of that are like $150.
I just thought about something. I wonder if they're gonna have GameCube support for that game.
GameCube.
I don't think they will. Yeah, for Thousand Year Door, I don't think they will because I've seen stuff on it already, and it looks like it's more tailored towards the Pro controller, so it might not be. But I mean, they put a patch for 3D All Stars, so
I have a GameCube a USB GameCube controller. So technically that would probably work because it was built for the Switch, so it has like the Pro controller.
But I'm saying like native GameCube controller, like how Smash Ultimate and 3D All Stars would do. I doubt they would, but it would be sick.
That would be cool.
The page series is fun though.
I really hope it's not a fucking glitchy mess when it comes out.
I mean, it definitely, from what I'm looking at it, I don't think it will be. I don't think it's going to be the same game that we got on GameCube.
I still can't tell if it's like, is it a remaster that was built off the last one, or did they just remake it from scratch? Because I really can't tell.
I'm pretty sure they just used a lot of the assets from the previous Paper Mario game. I'm pretty sure they used
from Origami King. Yeah, that makes sense.
They just built the world upon that. But like honestly, I'm not really like, I don't really care for the glitches for TTYD. Like I love watching them, but it's like whatever. Like TTYD is like a casual game for me. Like I enjoy playing TTYD casually. SPM on the other hand, give me all the glitches on the planet. I like I only speedrun SPM. I cannot play that game casually anymore. It's impossible.
Right. I have a question for you,
That's why
GTM.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Nintendo announces tomorrow we're releasing Super Mario 64 2 in May. Do you play day one?
Of course, bro. That's content.
Yeah, what?
It's
Yeah,
content.
fact.
But like, imagine it's nothing like Mario 64. Imagine it's more like Odyssey. Do you try to play all the way through, or do you just fucking give up?
Yeah, I'm playing all the way through it.
Just because it has the name.
I think that's what
Yeah.
It's
I
content.
think when the sequel to 64 was initially announced, like when they were planning on making 64 2, I think it was supposed to be like that too. Like it wasn't supposed to be anything like the previous game. Apparently, it was supposed to have like not adult content, but it was supposed to be geared towards like older people. That's what I heard. Like Mario 128, I guess they would have called it. It was
Yeah, I
it
don't
was
know
it
if
was supposed to be like
that.
a completely different experience.
I remember hearing that like Miyamoto said in an interview that like he has a copy of it sitting on his desk, which I don't know how true that is because he could have just said that for the press, but
Oh yeah,
maybe
surely. I mean,
maybe the cartridge still just does exist somewhere and no
What
one's
if
ever
we
seen
what
it.
if we
the thing
pull
is,
like a Mission Impossible on Shigeru Miyamoto's office?
I think
I
like
do wonder what's
the
in his
thing
house
is,
actually.
that's a good
There's
question. Yeah.
gotta be like millions upon millions of dollars of like original sketches of characters that someone could
Probably.
sell.
Oh yeah, surely. It's like weird, like for I don't know, for 64, for 128, it's like he said that like he had a copy, and well, I could probably believe him because he is John Mario. The thing is, like
John
the thing
Mario.
is, like every time a new 3D Mario came out, they were ask him about Mario 128, and he would just say like it's coming, it's coming. And I think by the time 2009 hit, he was like, yeah, we're not doing it anymore. So it's just like you like hyped so many people up for years just to tell them like, no, we're not actually making it.
Yep.
Like what?
What
And I
about
think it was also like I think like what also happened was that most of the assets that were used for the sequel was dropped into other games, mainly Pikmin and games like Mario Galaxy. That's where it was like dropped into.
I
It's like
wonder.
weird. I don't know.
All right, what about this hypothetical? What about this one? They announce Nintendo tweets tomorrow. This is Miyamoto-san. We have ported Mario 64 to the Nintendo Switch with ray tracing and HD graphics.
I probably would not play it.
You would not play it?
I'm gonna be honest. I would not, and that's
They
only
probably have,
because
like, a
I
bunch
already
of
have
input
3D
delay.
All Stars and NSO. Yeah, and input delay is a big thing too. I already have two different versions of 64 on the same console. I don't think I need a third one, unless it's like DS or something. If it's like DS, then I'll take it. But
this
not.
is Miyamoto-san. We have created.
I have so many versions of 64. It's ridiculous. Like it's.
Yeah. There's
I don't know.
I'm super in the chat. Our loyal viewer did mention that I do not have every version of Mario 64 because I am missing the
You
N64
don't.
disk drive and the IQ version.
That is true. You are missing that.
What is the
You do not have
IQ
an
player?
It's
It's a Chinese N64 essentially.
Why is Nintendo not allowed to sell in China?
because they had a ban on video games or something.
Is that
Yeah,
real?
it was some shit like that. They had like a video game ban at the time, so the remedy that they made like a not a bootleg N64, but
A toy.
they made like a
Wasn't it
a
branded
mock-up
as like?
pretty much.
Wasn't IQ as well branded as like a toy company, so it wouldn't be banned because of?
I think so, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
so
guess
they
the
kind of got
same
away with
thing.
it.
They did the same thing with the NES in America because of ET and the what was it,
Oh yeah,
the
true.
video game market crash or something of 1982.
83.
Was it 83?
Yeah, it was
But they
83.
marketed the NES with Rob because they could put it in the toy section. And because of
That
that,
is true.
Nintendo is now the greatest company known to man.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but you're on the right track.
Like Apple.
Like Apple. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of? Oh,
This is
ooh, I have a good question to ask every guest from now on, and we got to start keeping a tally. GTM,
okay.
Yeah.
do you have
Are you gonna
an
ask?
iPhone
Okay.
or an Android device?
Oh my
Uh,
god, this stupid,
Android.
childish.
All right, I'll add one to the tally. Hold on. Android.
So we're just gonna tally up the amount of
What do
people
you
who
have?
have
Oh,
like.
you have an Android needle.
Yeah, I have a Google Pixel, so yeah.
I have an iPhone.
I was kind of thinking of getting a Google Pixel. I saw this video demonstration of it, and
It's
it
good.
just like it
Good
looked
phone.
like it just opened everything so fast, and I really want that.
I want to get one of those
Fun
where.
fact.
Sorry, go ahead.
Fun fact, GTM. I don't know if this would be an incentive for you to get one, but so my mic broke like a while ago. I think while I was still living in Colorado, and what I'm using right now is my phone.
On
I'm
your
using my phone to
computer?
talk. Yeah,
It,
I have
yeah, it just
there's like
connects.
a application. Yeah, there's like an application where it lets you connect. If you download it both on your phone and your computer, you can connect. You can basically use your phone's mic by connecting it through USB, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth, and that's how I'm talking right now.
Oh yeah,
That's
prove
pretty
it.
cool versatility.
A lot of people said that like my mic quality was a lot better now than it was before when I was using an actual mic, which is really funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
this phone is really good.
I got this phone like 2021, so I'm almost coming up on 3 years of using it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll replace it.
Your
I
game
might.
crashed?
Oh, damn, that's tragic.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So I don't know if I'll replace it anytime soon, just because like it still works and like I don't have
Okay.
like the only problem I really have with it is that it's like kind of slow occasionally, but it doesn't
I-
bother me too much.
I really want an
But
Android device.
if I do replace it, I'll probably just try to get a Google Pixel.
I want that. I saw it at I think Best Buy, but I don't know what it's called. If you have it folded together, then it's a one-screen device, but you can like fold it out and it's two screens, and you can have like YouTube on one and Discord on the other.
Oh, I think it's like Z Fold or something
Is that
like
what it's
that.
called? The Z Flip?
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
that was
Yeah.
another one I was interested in getting, but I feel like it might not be the greatest user
Yeah.
Galaxy
experience.
Z Fold. Yeah, there it is.
Oh no, and I think like
Oh my god, it's $2,000.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, so the
can
thing
get an
the thing
iPhone
with
for
that
cheaper.
is that like the problem with those type of phones is I would have a problem with like the folding phones when eventually like you'll keep opening and closing them and eventually the middle will start to crease and I hate that. That actually
Yeah,
like
exactly. And then like
irks me.
Yeah.
with the
that's
whatever the bending mechanism is, there's like I'm sure they like proofed it somewhat so that you can't like get like small particles in it, but it's still gonna eventually build up.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually it will happen. It just won't happen then. I don't know, it's weird. I don't like those type of phones. I don't like those big flashy phones. They're like to me.
Imagine they
Not
made
really.
a Z Flip, but like iPad size. So it's like two huge
That'd be crazy.
iPads, like pretty much a book.
Oh my god.
It's just a DS. There's just a really big
It's
DS.
a huge
Just
DS.
large DS,
Dude.
yeah.
I really want a huge DS. That would be so funny.
But I don't know. It'd either be a Google Pixel or if I were made of money.
Yeah.
I'd get a Z Fold.
If you were
'cause, like,
mom,
yeah,
which I've learned
conceptually, it's very
Mom.
cool.
there's just so much more you can do on an Android, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with Apple right now because they allow emulators on their App Store now.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
and
A lot of
so
people have been talking about that lately.
yeah, so I can play Mario 64 on my phone now.
I mean, I don't really have a use for emulators on my phone. Like I use my phone to just like text people pretty much.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah,
You
that's one
can
you
do
just-
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
but,
it's like one of those like it's cool.
For me,
things,
it's not
yeah.
really a selling point.
Right. It's a very like why not thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a neat thing. Like that stuff you could do on your computer way easier. You don't have to deal with touch controls.
It
Ugh.
actually runs
Yeah.
like really well though. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. It runs really good, but yeah, it's not something I
It
would.
runs like
It's just one of those like, oh, you can do this, neat.
It
type
runs the
things.
K's
Not a lot of
hacks,
work.
the K's hacks, even the 60 FPS ones, extremely well. I was
Yeah,
playing
that's
Desert
really
Mario
crazy.
64 earlier. But
The desert bus
hold
hack?
on. Yeah, the Desert Bus hack.
Oh my god.
I without fail, I think I might have mentioned this last podcast too. Without fail, for like 2 weeks straight, I've fallen asleep to simple flips, playing with Vinny from Vinesauce doing Desert Mario 64.
Oh yeah,
And
the
it's
8-hour
just
stream. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I just watch like the 1 hour version, then I fall asleep while watching it. It's crazy. What? Anyway, hold on. Oh my god, I'm going for 2 hours. All right, GTM.
Yeah.
I just,
What happens?
I have one question for you. Just like the question that everyone dreads.
Yeah.
What's next for Get That Money?
Well, immediately I'm probably gonna get dinner or something.
Okay.
That's so real.
So like short term,
I'm
get
actually hungry
dinner.
myself. I'm actually super hungry as well.
But
You're a very
I don't know,
short term planner.
I'm probably gonna continue improving in Melee just because it's a fun game and I need to make
Well,
sure I
yeah,
beat
you gotta
Jesus,
fucking beat Jesus.
'cause, yeah, that shit's gonna be on stage. Like, my career's on the line.
I'm definitely
Right,
gonna watch
yeah.
that.
What's the what's like? I don't want to say consequences. I don't know what word I'm trying to find.
What's at stake?
Yeah,
I
what's
guess
at
what
what's at
happens when
stake?
Yeah, what's at stake?
The loser has to donate $100 to Urban Arts.
All right,
I feel like both should do that anyway.
Yeah, but like, it provides like some sort of stake, some sort of storyline.
I suppose
some
so.
sort of tension. Yeah, sorry.
How about this?
Makes
I got
sense.
a better one for you. Jesus wins. You have to give him your prototype Hori.
Dude, no, he wouldn't even use it. I don't even know if he'd like it.
It would just collect dust on his shelf.
He's just gonna lock in at that point. Like, there's no way he's
Yeah.
losing now. Then did you put that at stake, bro?
It would just collect
I'm just
dust.
gonna camp him.
Collect dust on his shelf, knowing that he'll never use it. I feel like that would give Jesus the most pleasure, knowing that he's not using your Hori.
Bro.
Yeah.
That would be
awful.
And then besides Melee, I'm probably just gonna keep doing 16-star and trying to be like smarter about how I analyze my gameplay, what I practice, etc.
Yeah, players like Ouija and Suiji have really shown off that practice really does pay off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially for
So
64.
I wanna get to that level, and with Trey having a PB extremely close to mine, and like he seems very motivated about playing. Like I also want to keep playing and improving.
Right. Yeah. Alrighty, GTM. Where can people find you?
I'm mostly on Twitter at GTM5471. And I stream on Twitch at GTM __.
You unfollowed me on Twitter.
What?
Sucks to suck, I guess.
And I'll never forget that.
No!
that
Bro!
sucks to suck. I just deleted it off my phone because I realized like I get so fucking pissed off at Twitter, and so I realized it was making my life substantially worse. So I just deleted it, and now I only use it on Twitter. I only use it on PC. I'm probably only gonna use it to post like PBs from now on. I really just want to.
That's fair.
I just want to get off of social media. I like YouTube. YouTube is fine though. That's it.
It's gonna be great. Like after this like video, I'm sure I'm gonna probably see GTM a bunch, mainly on Twitter. But it's always funny whenever like that time where I was playing co-op and I just so happened to stumble upon the lobby that you were in during the arena match.
Oh yeah.